Arthron. I'm your host, Dungeon Master Bilbo, and I have an incredible unboxing to do. I have Hate here in front of me, and as you can see, it's a whole lot of hate. So this was from Common Games Kickstarter Hate board game, war game. I think it's 2 to 4 players. We will take a look. I have not opened any boxes yet. I took off the wrapping on the boxes so I could easily get into them, and we will go from there. My wife was shocked by all the boxes that this all came in today. She's like, "What did you get?" And I said, "Hate." And the best part was that she runs a daycare business, and one of the people inspecting came through, and so she had to unpack all this for me before she showed up. So we'll go through the different boxes here, and we'll discover together what we all got here. So I'm going to move some of these side boxes off. So first, here's the main box. So this is the core game, I believe, here. And so let's go ahead and open this thing. As you can see, yep, it's quite big. So one had attracted to me, this of course is all the miniatures that Common Games have in their line. This is kind of getting into painting miniatures and such, and me and my grandson have actually been playing Massive Darkness, and it should be a really massive amount of figures because it's an incredible amount of miniatures that comes with the game. You can actually get it on Amazon. And first, too, I want to say I'm not being paid or compensated in any way by Hate or Common Games for Hate. This is really something that I wanted to get, play with my grandson, and also collect miniatures, paint them, and such. So let's go through what we have here. So here we have, I believe here we have the some of the cards, tracking cards, these are the training grounds and such. We have the maps here. I will not really, this is just for the setup of the game, the rules and such right there. I guess I will, well, hold on, I'll hold on opening that. So then we have here, and a lot of stuff is sealed, of course. But here's a board, plain board. I guess I should have a scissors down here, but I don't. Let me get a handy dandy key. So that will work. I believe this is two-sided. Just, oh, there are actually a couple pieces here. And they are only one-sided, actually. So that's interesting. So they're not two-sided, but here's one of the boards, and I'm assuming the other one is very similar to that. Then we have, no idea what this will be for, but something to stand. We have all these little hands here. A set of dice, 2 sets of dice. I know I added on a second set of red dice here to go with the game. That way we're not passing dice back and forth. We can have a little bit more. Then we have skulls. So these are different hand skulls. We have some more skulls in here, some flames. So different pieces for the game. Counters, eye, the black eye here. More counters. We have a bunch of snap-ons for miniatures. These are cool. I'm starting to do this. My Dungeons and Dragons game, if you've checked this out, we actually stream with players here at the table as well as across the country. And finding to use these to help identify their own characters is very helpful for the online players. Instead of going which figure is me, if I can just go with a certain color and they know that color, they're going to know who they are. Some larger ones as well, which is cool. We have here, these are some of the cards here, Tyrant Prince. And then we have the Mercenary and the Painting with Blood. And we have quite a bit of card protectors. So that'll be nice to be able to protect the cards so they'll be fine and they won't get wrecked. There's people that play Magic. They're great for Magic. They're great for all these cool card and board games. Some more pieces. These are terrain pieces. Here and here. All right. Now let's see what else is in here. These are going to be miniatures. This is what probably everybody wants to see here. A couple of viewers that I have on right now watching. So I do like the detail of the common miniatures. What I've already have used with, like I said, Massive Darkness. They also have a Pirates thing out on Amazon. I kind of have that on my wish list to get it sometime. I'm actually doing a Pirates campaign now. So let me take a look here at some of the miniatures here. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of close-up look if I can on some of these cameras. Yep, so we have a couple different warriors here with 2 blades. And the cool thing is a lot of them, they're colored stands as well. Painting this here's guy with a bucket. Quite the variety of miniatures. Just looking, it looks like here there's like 2, if that. With this first set, just looking at there's no more than 2 of the same miniature style. Which is pretty cool. I mean, I have the Massive Darkness, and with those troops, you have a lot of duplicates, of course, with the bad guys. But here, I mean, you can literally take, and just looking at the second row here too, the same thing, 2 miniatures, or even 1, of, and so there's only 2 duplicates of each miniature. And then there's, of course, a lot of individual miniatures as well. I'm going to give you a better close-up if I can, just show you the detail of this here. Kind of using the cameras a little bit different, so give this a second just so you can take a look, make sure this looks like right on my camera here. I think it comes out pretty good. So that set. So a lot of these, I mean, war type figures. You can use, especially like a barbarian or Northman campaign. You can use a lot of these. Let's go ahead and open up this next set. Yeah, a lot of miniatures, guys. This is what I wanted, and it was a pretty good deal for the amount of miniatures. I didn't calculate. I don't remember calculating the cost, but definitely that's the one thing I have to say. Common games is you're getting your bang for your buck with miniatures, and you're getting miniatures that, you know, most your other dungeon masters are not going to have. So here, I mean, these are just perfect giants. So here we got, I'll bring out a couple of them at a time. But yeah, so look at those, quite the detail on them. And here, it really looks, just confirming this, yeah, every single one of them are different. So, pretty cool. And if you guys have any questions, viewers, I'm kind of looking back, and if you want to see something particular, look at this nasty thing. That's gruesome. I mean, let your D&D players fear this thing. That's incredible. So I'm sure I will turn that into some sort of demon But yeah, just here's another one. Another just monstrosities here that will just terrify your players. And like I said, just a ton of great giants here. It looks like a big old ogre that you can use. And just, I mean, the detail. I don't think my camera can pick up all the detail here, but I mean, you have skulls coming out of the hide of this thing. It's really, really cool. So that is that. So that's the core box. So quite a bit of miniatures. I don't know how many. So 12 times 4 is 48 on 2 rows of those. So you're looking at what, 96 different miniatures there, and then just all these big guys, which I think in a game most of them are like your top dog, your heroes. So we'll go from there. So this is the Mother Prophecy. This is, I think, an extension of the game, another scenario for the game. I believe that's the case. Let me open this. Like I said, I did not open any of these things, so I'm surprised with what I'm getting, other than, of course, watching, throughout the Kickstarter and looking at the miniatures, but didn't really study it. I was like, well, we'll see what we get and see the kind of detail. And like I said, these miniatures are just incredible with the detail here. And like I said, if anybody wants a close-up of certain figure, we'll do that. As I struggle with this box here. I always love these. But the box here is really good condition box. The same thing with it's not some of those cheap, where you get some of those Milton Bradley games where they have a cheap box and the covers rip. I'm sure I could pull out Monopoly games left and right. They're Risk games, the covers are just wrecked. So yeah, so here it's another scenario here, Sacrifice of the Moon. And we have Ride of the Twins. So a couple different scenarios here. And the rules here for this. Take a look here at miniatures. That's really what we want to see, right? I'll probably do a play test of this with my grandson. I'll probably do one not live, a first one, so we get used to the rules. Who wants to watch a couple of people try to play through and figure out the rules? But once we get the rules, I haven't done it with Massive Darkness. We played a few scenarios on that, and having fun. I have to slow him down. He wants to play all of them. I'm like, one a Sunday. But I'm heading to New Orleans for Mardi Gras in a week. So I have a D&D game tomorrow with kids, but that's not streamed. And then I was wondering if this is bent, but I think this is on purpose. But I mean, look at this thing. It's just riding this, whatever you want to call it, wild, crazy buffalo, just, bison here. Basically, that's what it looks like. Big bison with 4 horns on it, and with the spikes. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of detail on these figures. I'm really, really impressed. And I'm an amateur. I'm learning how to paint. Behind me, I have tons of miniatures. But my mom used to paint. And so here's a woman on a horse here. Big war horse. Just incredible. And you have here, this can be just a great demon villain in your game. Like I said, what I will do is, me and my grandson will play this game, of course, but then I'm going to plan on painting, little by little, painting miniatures here. Sorry. Twitter notifications. So yeah, so these are pretty cool. I'm gonna put these back where I found them. I'll leave a couple out. This bad boy. So I'll leave a couple out. Put this to the side. And go with the next pieces here. I'm gonna open up. I think like these are terrain. Before I go to some other miniatures here. So let's take a look here. These are the 3D gas. So these are 3D plastic huts, and they come apart. So once again, perfect for Dungeons and Dragons games or whatever, maybe a role-playing game that you use at fantasy setting or war games. But yeah, perfect in a sense. I'm thinking orc huts. Gnolls, anything, any type of humanoid or barbarian. And so I got 8 of these, a total of these huts. Of course, they're used in the game itself. And I probably won't paint these. Maybe I'll try one. But for the most part, I think I'm just going to leave them as is. They seem perfect. And let's see what next here. Another terrain. Okay, these are the trees. Might use these. May just use these tomorrow's game. So I have a whole set of trees you can use. Once again, you can paint or just leave as is. 8 trees there. Just put that to the side. So that way I'll just clean up all this mess when I'm offline. All right, and here, these are, I believe, like layers, the founders here. So, and I opened it up on the wrong side. So yeah, these here are the plateaus. So flip this. Some fell off. So different types of plateaus here. We have some bigger ones as well. Different sizes. Once again, they're squared up enough where you can use for your own D&D game as well. I know I'm saying a lot about Dungeons and Dragons. Well, that's what I play. So, and have played. Now let's go into these next boxes here. And I'm going to put this video out on YouTube as well after. So I'll have this out here. More people will view it. But I thought, I should stream this on Twitch first. So here's some cards. This is the Sarasa tribe. Let's see if I can pull off the lid here. Just take on. Here we go. So this is one of the tribes you can play in the game. So an additional tribe that you can run as one of your opponent, or you can play it, or an opponent can play it. So that's the Sarasa. So pretty scary. A lot of really you can use this. This all looks just undead. So just perfect. Love this miniature here. And it's pretty cool. Here we go, one of the bigger ones. This is so cool. The detail on that. And a massive brain on this big sword. Nothing like having something like this, some sort of make a lich or something, but also if it uses a blade too. That always scares your players. Spellcaster that can fight. Keep that. All right. What better thing to do on a Friday night than open boxes of miniatures? play a game, right? Grandson is at school still for me, man. So this here is the tribe of Vornash. Let's see, let me tape one side here. So, give you a better view here. Now you can almost really, in a sense, its own race. So there's that. The detail. Here's the big guy here. 4 blades. Okay, buddy. So that's my 4-year-old grandson. Oh, you can't, buddy. I'm filming right now. I'll be up in a little bit. And then you have this guy with chains and a blade. Just incredible detail. Right now I'm practicing on painting on some bigger miniatures that I have, so I can get better at painting. And I'm starting to watch some videos on painting and such. There's that. And then the last one. This here is the tool. Alright. So I know not everybody got all the sets or whatever when they're getting this, but I'm sure, like most of common games later on, you'll be able to get all these sets and some different tribes to add to your game if you so wish, if you just have a core game. Like I said, I have Massive Darkness, and I believe there's some expansion to that. And I know the pirate one, there's a ton of expansion for that, so I'm looking into that. But so many miniatures to paint here. Let me take a look here. So you have your wolf rider here, the boss, big old axes. So pretty cool. I mean, quite the amount of figures right now. So a dozen, that another 36 miniatures besides these. Well, and then the other 4 or so, and the other thing, the prophecy. So quite the bang for your buck. And probably on my Twitter, I will show paintings, and if you guys watch my Dungeons and Dragons stream, you will probably see these figures come into play as I figure out creative ways to bring in some very nasty, very nasty bad guys for my groups to encounter in my games. So I'm going to sign out. Super impressed with the game. I'll let you know how the gameplay goes as I've been playing Massive Darkness. It seems kind of a fairly easy game. We've completed the first 3 levels, I think, or maybe 4 levels of the game, and we haven't really ran into situations where I'm like, oh, we're gonna get killed. I'm playing a ranger, my grandson's playing a wizard, and we've seemed to manage to get through everything. But it's been fun playing. So I'll see how the game balance works out in Hate when you're actually going against each other instead of a co-op game. With that, if you want, please check out our Wednesday night streams at 7:30 Central Time every Wednesday night. We do Tales from the Yawning Portal. We are currently in Dead and Fae, and then the next adventure we're going to do Tomb of Horrors. We are on like episode 74. We've gone through the first few adventures in Tales from the Yawning Portal. So it's been fun. Also, Saturdays, depending on what's going on, I usually stream our Saturday games. But with the kids, because they're 12 and younger, don't want them in front of cameras, and except for my grandson who plays regularly with us, and one of my friend's daughters, she'll play regularly with us. So Saturdays you'll see them here and there. With that, I'm going to sign out. Please, if you like this video or have any questions on certain miniatures or the rules later on once I read them, shoot me just a message on my YouTube. I will get back to you. And if you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe. It does help. Trying to grow our channel, get more and more popular little by little. We seem to be. And I will sign out. Remember, it's cool to be a geek. Pass it on.